Hey everybody and welcome to another One Piece review. I wasn't gonna make this one, but I thought the chapter has a lot to discuss and it's worth it since we're at the end of the arc. My thoughts on this won't be too judgmental because the arc isn't fully over yet. So when we leave, I'll make a 2 parts video of my full arc review for Wano. So make sure to like and sub, maybe turn on the notifications to not miss out on it. We continue with the cover story and Caesar is back. It's good to see Caesar because he's one of the most enjoyable characters for me. This pretty much confirms that he was the one who set the fire previously. I really want to see Katakuri in this cover story, but it seems we'll probably see Cracker confronting them. Now to the chapter. I find it really funny that Zunisha came to Wano to do pretty much nothing but see Joy Boy. She leaves and it seems Oda decided to not open the borders of Wano, which is weird considering all this build up, and I think it takes a bit away from the sense of finality of the arc. But it'll eventually happen, so we'll wait and see. The Gorosei also noted that it was a smart move, so we're seeing how great of a leader Momo already is, considering he took into account the enemies outside and a possible invasion. I think the second most interesting part of the whole chapter is Nico Robin, best girl. She's nowhere to be found, so there's 2 possibilities. Oda is either setting up a major revelation through her discovering something, or she's gonna get kidnapped by someone, which is something I would not be a fan of. I think she'll encounter Big Mom and her children, considering Big Mom's interest in taking her as foreshadowed in early chapters. This is why I don't get why people are getting mad about the Big Mom pirates not doing anything, because it's obvious Big Mom will end up with them. I actually like the Hawkins moment, but I think the timing would have been better to reveal right after his defeat against Killer. My interpretation of this is that Hawkins knew that it was him since the beginning and tried to challenge fate for once, which is actually admirable. It made me appreciate his character more. Overall, I'm not satisfied with Drake's performance in this arc. Hawkins was fine for me. It seems Momo is already planning on making another festival. I'm assuming that's where the party will happen. I think it was announced somewhere that there's only 1 chapter left for Wano, but it's hard to believe. There's still so much, and I'm not sure if Oda will be able to put everything into a single chapter. I think it's a possibility that the next arc is kinda like the Reverie. It'll interrupt these events, then we come back for the last 2 chapters of Wano. What this war needed is casualties. I have an issue with deaths in One Piece because it took only till now for us to see these moments as the characters' final moments, and that's of course thanks to Oda's fake out deaths. I personally liked Ashwara'S Death. He had his own chapter and he's one of the most tragic scabbards. He took many stabs before exploding, so I think it's fine. People are bringing up Kinemon, but I think you should get mad at Kinemon's fake out and Oda's inconsistencies with the deaths, not the actual death. So don't use it to hate on Ashwara'S Death because it definitely was needed. If you don't care about Ashura, I recommend watching episode 950. And even if you still don't care about him, it doesn't matter much because you could look at him merely as a soldier who died in this battle. As for Izo, it's kinda weird that he got buried and we got no reaction from Kiku. I'm assuming it may have happened during the 7 days time skip, so it's still possible we go back to some of the stuff there. If not, then I think Oda wanted to put away the sense of tragedy as much as he could, since Joy Boy brought this joy upon everyone. Get a comment about Ryuma. It seems what Luffy did rivals what Ryuma accomplished back in the day for the country. And this is what I meant previously, that the point of Kaido's defeat was for no one to see it. He did not get defeated in front of the citizens. And that's the point. It's also important to note that Luffy does not like being a hero, and I think he'd be confused if someone called him Jogoy, but I still think we'll eventually get his reaction to such thing. With Izo dead, I expect almost every Whitebeard pirate to die, including Marco. I think we'll get the revelation of Josu's death with someone like Burgess taking his fruit. Marco has some red flags, but I still wonder why Oda kept him away from a reunion with Luffy even till now. We get a bath scene. without Robin, and some wholesome interactions. I like this classic type of content in One Piece at the end of each arc. I won't lie, I feel the way Law and Kid's bounty is getting hyped up, Oda will probably troll them just like he did with Beji. It's a possibility that neither of them end up being emperors. Instead, Oda pulls one of his insane twists with having someone from the outside becoming a Yonko like Buggy or Hancock. I feel it's out of character for Kid to forgive Apu like that, and the section ends with him giving the impression of something unpredictable to happen. Finally, I've been saying this for a while, Wano is the perfect arc to introduce Greenbull, especially since his introduction relates to not eating, which is something essential to the themes of Wano. I think Greenbull won't be the type of guy to just attack and be evil. I expect a chill and funny guy with dope abilities. Seems he might have a plant-based fruit, which surprised me because I always assumed he'd be the first Zoan admiral. Overall, I enjoyed this chapter a lot. I think a lot of people are being reactionary when the point of this chapter is mainly a breather, which was refreshing. Thanks for watching, like and sub, and see you next chapter.